Bueno, let's begin. Welcome back to Immersive Spanish. In Episodio Número 8, we visited the zoo and learned a bit about the animals over at the Zoológico de Barcelona. This time, you join me as I accompany Maria in Spain's only remaining department store, El Corte Ingles. El Corte Ingles, or English Court as it translates to, is the largest department chain store in Europe and the third largest in the world. It is very upscale and home to the biggest Spanish and international brands. Maria is on the hunt for some clothes. I'm sure she can find what she's looking for here. And I guess I may as well have a look too. I do need some new clothes. To say I need new clothes in Spanish, I would say necesito ropa nueva. The word for clothes in Spanish is ropa. To remember this, I always think of somebody wearing clothes made entirely out of rope. Hey, it may sound crazy, but it works. Vamos de compras. Let's go shopping. But before we begin, it's important to know that any item of clothing, well, not just clothing, but any noun must be paired with an article. Before you ask me what on earth I'm talking about, in English, we have just one definite article, and that is the. We use the whether talking about a singular thing or multiple things. For example, we would say the boy, or the boys, or the girl, the girls. The will always be the definite article used. In Spanish, however, the will either be masculine or feminine, singular or plural. We use el if the noun is singular and masculine. For example, el chico. We would use la if the noun or thing is singular and feminine. La chica. We would use los if there are multiple masculine things. Los chicos. Finally, we would use las if there are multiple feminine things, such as las chicas. Does that make sense? Right, let's go over the items of clothing that we see. The shirt. La camisa. La camisa. The t-shirt. La camiseta. La camiseta. Skirt. La falda. La falda. To remember this, try to think of a long skirt that needs to be folded away after being worn. A foldy falda, if you will. The sweater. El suéter. El suéter. This is easy to remember because it is almost the same word. Just give it that Spanish twang by keeping your tongue nice and loose. Dress. El vestido. El vestido. When remembering vestido, I think of a vest as it's also an item of clothing. Imagine a really oversized vest that looks like a dress. Un vestido. Trousers or pants. Los pantalones. Los pantalones. Hat. El sombrero. El sombrero. I don't know about you, But when I think of a sombrero, I think of those amazing mariachi performers with the massive circular hats. A jacket is la chaqueta. La chaqueta. Again, very similar to English. Jacket, chaqueta. Jacket, chaqueta. Coat in Spanish is el abrigo. El abrigo. Socks are los calcetines. Los calcetines. Suit is el traje. El traje. Shoes are los zapatos. Los zapatos. Belt. El cinturón. El cinturón. The gloves. Los guantes. Los guantes. To help me remember this word, I say to myself, I like to grab with my guantes. Guantes help me grab. Gloves. Los guantes. To say raincoat, el impermeable. El impermeable. Just remember that a good raincoat is supposed to be impermeable. It is spelled exactly the same as it is in English. Impermeable. Always think of the defining quality that makes a raincoat what it is. It is impermeable. Impermeable. Muy bien, amigos. Fantastic. That should do us for now. Well, it's no good buying clothes without trying them on, right? If I want to try something on, I would say, quiero probarme. Quiero probarme, followed by whatever it is I want to try. Quiero probarme. 2 words. Let's break them down. Quiero is I want. Probarme literally translates to try myself. So, if I wanted to try myself the shirt, I would say quiero probarme la camisa. How would you say I want to try on the hat? Quiero probarme el sombrero. After trying on clothing that we like, we then begin to wear it. I'm going to teach you how to say that. To say I am going to wear, you say voy a ponerme. Voy a ponerme. 3 words. Voy is the first. A is the second. Ponerme is the third. Voy means I am going. A means to. Ponerme means to put on myself. Repeat after me. Voy a ponerme. If I wanted to say, I am going to wear the hat, I would say, voy a ponerme el sombrero. So, my friends, if I wanted to say, I am going to put on the shirt, I would say, voy a ponerme la camisa. Let's go over these 2 important phrases once more. I want to try on is quiero probarme. I am going to wear is voy a ponerme. Great stuff. Now, we've covered quite a lot of clothing, so let's test you a bit on it. Even if you don't get them right, it will really help to repeat the words out loud when you hear them. Are you ready? Vamos! How would you say shirt? La camisa. La camisa. How would you say t-shirt? La camiseta. La camiseta. How would you say skirt? La falda. La falda. How would you say sweater? El suéter. El suéter. How would you say the dress? El vestido. El vestido. Trousers or pants. Los pantalones. Los pantalones. How would you say hat? El sombrero. El sombrero. How about the jacket? La chaqueta. La chaqueta. How would you say the coat? El abrigo. El abrigo. How would you say the socks? Los calcetines. Los calcetines. How would you say the suit? El traje. El traje. How would you say the shoes? Los zapatos. Los zapatos. How would you say the belt? El cinturón. El cinturón. The gloves in Spanish are los guantes. Los guantes. What is the raincoat in Spanish? El impermeable. El impermeable. Right. I think I'm good myself, but Maria has picked out a dress and some shoes. How would you say a dress and some shoes? Un vestido y unos zapatos. Un vestido y unos zapatos. Muy bien. Bueno, shopping always makes me knackered. I just want to go home and rest. Today was a long one at both the zoo and at El Corte Ingles shopping with Maria. Thanks for joining me and hasta luego. To really consolidate what you've learned, go back and repeat each episode of Immersive Spanish until you can remember all the words we've learned together. Study after study shows that repetition strengthens our memory muscles by creating new pathways in the brain. If you have enjoyed this podcast, it would really help if you could leave a rating on Spotify or write us a review on Apple Podcasts. Hasta luego, mis amigos.